You are correct.
All right, YouTube comments of the week. Let's do it. New
Here we go.
segment. This is in reaction to Oblique Seville's 986. Do it once, now we listen. Do it twice, now we believe. I like that. That's fair. And I carry water for Jamaican sprinting. Michael Richards agreeing with my take that it needs 2 data points before we start believing. So
Yeah. He print and put on a shirt, Gordon.
yeah,
Your
that's a good
your
quote.
saying
Yeah.
is catching
Do it
on.
once, I'll listen. Do it twice, I believe.
Here's my saying for Seville. Put him in the pre-classic. That's my saying. That's what they should have done. All right, next one.
And I think we'll get that second data point at Jamaica Trials. This is a reaction to Shacari run this past week. I think she'll pull in the lane and not just show up, then run the day after, just to hurt Gordon's feelings.
Ooh.
She'll pull in the lane, show up, and not run. Ooh, so will Shacari scratch pre with like 3 days to go? That would be wild. If Shacari were to scratch pre right now, after all the other scratches, she gets her own little scratch day. That would be pretty wild. But I don't think she'll.
Next comment. No, she's running, I think. This is about Dean Asher-Smith beating Sharika Jackson. Rose says there will be a Jamaican sweep in Eugene 2022. This is how Jamaican do things. Watch out for Jacko. First of all, I like that. I like the confidence. I like Jacko. I just think it's really tough to pull off a sweep. Yes, they did it before, but that's very difficult to do. I would set the chances of it happening as higher than, or not happening as higher than it is happening. But who knows? I mean that you feel good about Fraser Price and Thompson Hurrah. It's just, I think it's going to be very tough for that third one.
The advantage they will have is they'll have 4 Jamaicans, right? Because Shelly Ann has the bye.
Yes. Yes.
So they just need 3 of their 4 to finish top 3, not 3 of their 3. So
yeah.
There's that advantage.
Again, this is not a slight on them as a whole. They are the best women's sprint nation right now by a big margin. The problem is it's just hard to do that at a championship. We've seen time and time again. So when you do it, appreciate it, savor it. It's not going to happen.
We'll definitely get 2 out of 3 at the minimum.
Yeah, you probably hit the line at 2.5. This is from James about Bromell and Zarnell Hughes false starting in Birmingham. Just let him line up and run again and disallow the performance for record purposes. People paid to see Bromell run. Saw some of this sentiment. I talked a little bit about it in the Birmingham recap. I understand people are frustrated. They want to see him run. But I think we need to decide, are we a sport or are we an exhibition? If we're an exhibition, then yeah, sure. Have him go and run again. If we're not, if we're a sport, which means it's based on competition, you have to have the same rules for everybody. And if you're going to let people rerun after false starts, then what you would have would be 8 people taking a flyer or not, and then the television product or the streaming product, whatever it is you're adding so much time onto that race. You'd get slower times too, because all the restarts would drain the energy out of their legs. So I understand why people want to see him run. My dumbest idea about false starts, if you want to do this, if you want to just say let him run, just don't do a callback gun and then DQ him after. Treat it like someone stepping on the inside rail in an 800 or 5,000. It's not like they go and they grab, they didn't grab Robbie Andrews and take him off the track immediately and like show him a red card. Let him finish the race. Now, that has all sorts of problems for obvious reasons. It would totally screw up the race. But to just let them run after we all acknowledge that they false started and broke the rules, again, that's exhibition stuff. That's not sports stuff.
Or what they do is you just have the DQ field. All the athletes who are DQ'd, they get to run on the other side of the track into a headwind, so they have to be disadvantaged. And they get to run their own little DQ race.
Yeah.
So it'll just be Bromell versus Hughes for the best DQ'd runner.
And then everybody gets to see him. I understand. It stinks. It's anticlimactic. It's brutal. It's unforgiving. But what's the solution? No one's come up with a better solution than this. Next comment. This is response to our Guess My PR from last time. Oh, when we almost nailed the 400-meter hurdle PB. This is from Elliott, who wrote in. I definitely had to laugh out loud at that 5 times 200 at 70 to 90%. Yeah, that's when I thought maybe this segment isn't going to go in the direction that we thought, if people are going to send us that stuff. But I kind of like it, how people have their own twist on it. for instance, today, Aiden sends us his 4x2 or 4x1 split and says that he ran second leg. I like how everybody has their own little interpretation on different data
Yeah.
points. It makes it fun. Just don't, my only recommendation, just don't send in trying to get 4 times. Let's just cap it at, can we cap it at 2? Is that reasonable?
Capping it too.
Yeah, 2. Let's just do 2. 4 is a lot.
Two.
Again, my brain starts to break at a certain point. We got any left, Colt? 3 more. Okay, we'll go quick. Relegation, track and field. Luis says, what about a Formula One system where teams recruit full track teams? By full, I mean cover multiple events. So NAZ, Bowerman, etc., get scored as a team, but also individual athletes are ranked by event.
Never happen. Our sport is not big enough to handle full. The reason why we have full track teams in the NCAA is because it's paid for by football TV money. And there's no football TV money when you are a professional track and field athlete. So it's really hard to structure full teams. They try doing it with these fake leagues and fake drafts. It's all not real. It's only real when there's money behind it, when there's legit TV revenue money behind it. Just because you came up with a new team name, came up with a draft, came up with a logo, came up with a host city, that's all just like window dressing. The reality is a team sport only survives if there's legit revenue behind it. And track and field's an individual sport. There's a reason, and it's possible to thrive as an individual sport because the Masters and Wimbledon, they don't need team tennis to survive because it's centered around legit individuals around a Grand Slam system. And yeah, so teams, it works in college because there's a foundation of the NCAA, which funds Olympic level sports with their football and basketball money. And that's how it works.
Gordon, why don't you take this next one? I'll be right back.
I'll take the final 2. Are track and field blowouts entertaining to watch? Is the response to that post. Certified Chaos said, close races are better, although Bolt in 2008 was great. His race in 2012 was better because it was close and the field was loaded. Yeah, I can see that. It is. I agree. Close races are better than blowouts, but there are some times when blowouts are fun because it's the holy shit moment of, I can't believe this person is so much better than everyone else in the world. But I agree. Close races still at the end of the day are more fun to watch. And the final YouTube comment of the week goes to
Drumroll.
Blaine Johnson.
Ooh,
First of all, Blaine, who names their son Blaine. Sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't open up.
What?
That was. Can we strike that from the record?
Right.
Blaine's a great name. You know what? I'll name my first son's middle name Blaine just for that. But let's read what he said. Let's read what he said.
I'll take this one from you, Gordon.
You take it.
All right. Remember when there was basically nobody running sub 336 in the 1500? Then 2 months later, the Olympic record fell. This is in response to us talking about how slow the 800 is, which everybody's talking about how slow the 800 is. But I do not remember that happening because it didn't actually happen. I went and looked up last year. You can look at the times. You had Oliver Hoare and Justin Knight running fast at Mount Sac. You had Jared Naguse setting the collegiate record at ACCs. You had all sorts of fast performances that were hinting at how quick the 1500